Hello there, folks. Have you heard the latest? It's a Bobby Dazzler. Tell you what, talk about indicative of our times. I've heard something today. They're looking at giving asylum seekers free bus passes. But nada, nothing. They pay nothing. I think it's in Oxford they're talking of doing it. The folk of Oxford are having to pay £4.60. The asylum seekers will pay €0. The idea behind it is it'll get them looking for jobs and so on and so forth. It won't cost them because we need to get them work. Many will say, well, it's hardly surprising asylum seekers are coming over here. They come over here, they put their hand out and they get it crossed with silver. They're here for everything they can get and they're getting plenty, absolutely plenty. At a time when the OAPs of the country have had the winter payment stopped and they're struggling to turn the heating on this winter time, they're giving certain folk even more. Now, many might say, well, it's Oxford, there's a lot of money in Oxford. Of course there is. Folk can afford buses in Oxford. Well, yeah, many of them can. But I would suggest many of the folk that are on buses in Oxford are those elderly folk, those folk that can't afford cars and whatever, because there's poor people everywhere, or people on the breadline, especially at this moment in time. They're going to feel over the moon paying £4.60 when an asylum seeker who's just got off a boat is going to pay absolutely bugger all. I don't get it, I don't honestly, eh? At a time when old Keir has decided to knock the winter fuel payments, they're giving these asylum seekers even more. It's the promised land, this, folks. I don't care what you say. And talking of Keir, his mate there, well, it's not Keir, but it's his mate. Is it Rachel Reeves? You wouldn't trust her as far as you could throw in either, would you? What's she been caught doing? Lying on a CV or making things up? I think one of the things she put on there is, I worked there for the better part of 10 years. The better part being 6. I'd say the better part of 10 years is 8.5 or 9, not 6. Yeah, and there's some more untruths in there. Not very nice at all, and she's been found out, and you think, well, she's one of many, isn't she? You can't trust any of these politicians, especially on old Keir's side. You just can't trust them at all. I see the farmers have been in there London today, protested, and it's hardly surprising. I know some of them are rolling in it, but for the odd one that's rolling it, there'll be loads and loads and loads that aren't. Loads and loads that are struggling at this moment in time. I mean, they've been screwed into the ground for milk prices and so on and so forth. The dairy farmer over the last sort of 3, 4, 5, 6 years, they've had it so hard, it's unbelievable. Maybe even more longer than that, to be honest with you. You know, the supermarkets have been giving it away, or not giving it away, drilling the prices down and making good profit and charging us. The farmers have had bugger all. Supermarkets have done all right, don't worry about that. You've got to feel sorry for him, you have, honestly. That said, not as bad as these old folk with the old winter payments, it's crazy. You know, you're going to get people there getting an Oxford on buses paying £4.60 and seeing the person sat in front of them or behind them paying absolutely bugger all. Doesn't seem right, does it really? Well, I'm not so sure it does anyway. Leaves a bit of a sour taste if you ask me.